Hey everybody, I'm the Gulf Coast Granny, and that's Poppy right there. Today we went out, and y'all, I know that there's been a toilet paper shortage and a grocery shortage, and I'm in the truck, so if it's bouncing around, I'm sorry. But today was the real emergency. Today I went looking for a rose bush. It's the first time I've been out the house except to go to my daughter's house last weekend to do laundry because my washing machine broke. And today's the first time I've been out the house in probably 8 weeks. And I can't find the rose bushes I need. Now look, that's serious. That's some serious mess right there. I've got to find an orange Floribunda rose. I don't want knockouts. I don't want tea roses. I want Floribunda or Grandiflora. Nothing. Lowe's had about 12 rose bushes. That was it. And they were all knockouts. Well, we just left the Home Depot and all they had was knockout roses. So now we're going to make a little circle around the neighborhood and go to the local nursery down the street from where I live and see if they have some Grandifloras or Floribundas. Now look, I don't require a whole lot to make me happy, but I want me a rose bush today. And I'll even settle for a climbing rose bush. If I can find one.
You might have to go online to get one.
I might have to go online, yeah. Right. So anyhow, when we left the house this morning, it was actually about 12 o'clock. So that was afternoon. And so when we left the house, we pulled up to the stop sign at the corner of our house and saw all this big black smoke. So we went to following it. Where are you going? Oh, you're going to go the back way.
So see if we can find out where that smoke's coming from.
I thought you were going to go to the interstate so we could see it from the interstate.
I can sneak back way this way.
All right. Poppy's going the back way. Lord have mercy. Y'all, I want y'all to see how many people are out here. Look at all these people.
All of them.
We're in Gulfport right now. And this is one of the most major intersections in Gulfport. And it's right by the interstate, which is right there behind me. But anyhow, I'm going to continue on my rose shopping journey. I'm going to enjoy, this is a beautiful day today. And we're going to go try to find this fire, find out what's burning. Because that's the most excitement we've seen in 2 months. We'll be back. Well, we're up here on the interstate and we just passed by where the fire was. And Poppy said there's a great big D9 cat, some kind of bulldozer, y'all. And the Forestry Service was up on the highway. So I don't know if they're doing a controlled burn or if maybe there's a fire back there and they're trying to put it out. But that's all it is. I'm glad that's all it is. I would hate to think it was somebody's house burning up or a car up here on this interstate burning up. Of course, the smoke wasn't really black enough for that. So, now that we found out what that was, we're going to go on to the nursery and see if we can't find a rose bush. We just pulled off the interstate, y'all, and it just got black as soot. That fire did. That's making me crazy. Honey, oh my goodness.
Probably using gasoline or something to set it. Kerosene, some kind of accelerant.
What you mean?
They'll use an accelerant to burn off the underbrush quicker, and then they'll put it out using either flappers or they got sprayers. Or they
you think that's what they're doing?
Yeah, or they got the D9 folding it under, burning off
Oh
the
my
underbrush.
gosh.
So we don't have to worry about a big fire.
Well, I can understand that.
Mother Nature used to do it by herself. Now we do it for her.
Yeah. I can't believe how quick that got black like that. So we went back behind the interstate and looked at the fire from there. Now I know we're parked in front of a gas tank, but that fire's a few miles, what, maybe a mile and a half that way?
Yeah.
Boy, they're doing some damage back there to something. Do you smell it? No, I don't smell it either.
Black again.
Yeah. See, y'all, it's starting to get black again.
Bad day to do it, I think.
It is real windy. Maybe it's not intentional. Maybe it's a forest fire. And now we're at the nursery. Let's go see what they've got. Whoa! Jesus! That scared the daylights out of me. He's a pretty puppy, isn't he? All right, I see some roses already.
Tea roses.
Every one of them?
What's this hybrid tea roses? English roses.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Knockouts. Tea.
All right, y'all, I found a few roses, but they only had 3 floribundas.
But it's still a knockout, even though it's a tree.
That's a knockout tree. There's a drift tree. Don't want that. This is such a nice nursery, though, y'all. They got geraniums. Maybe I need them.
It's not a real thing.
I know. See if you can find a fig tree. Maybe we can find one of those.
You make me some food out of figs?
I don't.
Trees are on that side.
Oh, no, those are fig trees right there.
My bad.
Ding-a-ling. Let's see, what kind do they have? This is a Celeste fig.
Brown turkey fig.
They say those grow real well here, the brown turkeys.
Celeste.
That one's a pretty one.
Brown turkey.
Oh, thank you. And now I got a wad of alcohol. I got a wad of alcohol in my hand.
No, don't eat it.
Oh, come on.
It's not a Jello shot.
You know that's how you disinfect the virus, right? So anyhow, we looked at a bunch of roses. Hang on a minute, let me alcohol my hands. Apparently, there's a run on roses right now. So I'm going to have to order the ones that I want. Which really kind of makes me sad, but it'll be fun getting them in the mail, won't it? I can't believe there was only 3 floribundas in all of those roses that were in the parking lot. Probably half of them were knockouts and the other half were tea roses. And I don't have anything against tea roses. I like tea roses, but I want something that's going to have a whole lot of flowering on it. And tea roses just don't. It's one at a time. You know, on each branch. So, yeah, I'm just going to order what I want. We're going to go home now, and we're going to waiter in some food for lunch. Wake up those children. Oh, and then I can show y'all my garden. All right, sounds good. See y'all in a little bit. Hey, everybody. I'm back from the store, and it's time to show y'all my garden. Y'all aren't going to believe this. It has grown so much in 2 weeks. Well, let me get it started, okay? All right. We'll start at the first bed again. Now, here are my pickling cucumbers and my, oh, what's the name of them? Armenian yard-long cucumbers. I'm going to pull one of those out eventually. But right here they are, and they're going to grow up this trellis and around. I decided not to plant my Chinese noodle beans right here, which is where I wanted them, because I read over and over again that they bring wasps, and I didn't want them right by the back door of the house. Now, y'all, look at these. Look at these squash. You're not going to believe it. I've already got flowers on the plants. And I got some male flowers here. See how it's just a long stem on that flower? And I've got some female flowers right well, that was a female flower right there, but now it's a little baby squash, but I don't think it was pollinated. I will show you a female flower with the squash attached to it. Right there. See this right here? That's the squash and that's the flower, and that's how you know it's a female. Here's another one. So, before too long, those are going to be pollinated, and I'll have some real squash. Now, this is my little plastic snake trick. That's not real. It's just a rubber snake. But it keeps the cats out of here, and it also is supposed to deter the birds. I don't know if it's going to work on the cats. I haven't caught them playing with it yet, but we'll see what happens. Now, these are my peppers. This one I'm doing an experiment with. Once it got about that tall, I cut the top out of it. And what it's supposed to do is branch. And that's exactly what it's doing. If you can see under here, all of that is going to be new branches. Now, I did not do it with these. Like I said, because I'm experimenting with it and seeing which one will give me more peppers. This is my black cherry. Look at that thing. It's all the way up to here. It's probably 2.5 feet tall now. And then its little partner over there, that's a new tomato that I put in about a week ago. And I grew it from seed. It's an indigo apple cherry tomato. Now, these are all of my determinants. Look, y'all. They are getting so big. And I've got flowers here. Look. Look at that. How amazing. I am so tickled. Now, look. If you don't have bees around, and I have not seen one bee in my garden in the past month, what you do is you come out here and you tap the bottom of the stem a little bit. And you see those flowers jiggling? It kind of imitates what the bee makes the flower do when it's buzzing around in there, and it pollinates the flowers. And that's what I do every morning. I come out here and I tap my tomatoes. Give them a little love tap. Now, this one doesn't have flowers yet, but this one broke off, and it's trying to come back. But now this one, it's got some flowers right here. And this one, I'm not sure. No, this was my little runt. And it doesn't have any yet, but I'm sure. Look, y'all. It does. But they're just itty bitty. Right there are some flowers. Right there. Now, this one is a great big husky cherry. And it's probably about 2.5 feet tall. And I want you to look at that. I've got a cherry tomato. In fact, this whole branch is trying to have tomatoes all the way down it. Here's one here. There's one there. There's one there. See that? Now, this orange ox heart is struggling a little bit. I don't know if it's getting too shaded. It has, in the last week, decided to start standing up better. But it doesn't have any flowers yet, and that's okay. I'm just going to give it some time. Now, this back bed here, remember last time I told you I was going to put all my flowers in it? Well, all of that back row back there is sunflowers. And then the next row is zinnias. And then the next row is a combination of both. And so is this row. And because I haven't found any bees in my garden, and I don't even know really why there would be, because none of the houses in this neighborhood have any real flowers or landscaping in their yard. So I went and bought some salvia, which really attracts bees. See the red plants? This is a geranium, but I love the leaves on it. Look at those. And I forget what kind of geranium. Let me see. It's a Vancouver Centennial geranium. And that's the flower that it's supposed to put out. And they're right there. And they look like little stars when they come out. This plant here is a purple coneflower. And there's about 4 of them in there. So I'm going to separate them and just put them out through the whole garden bed. Now, this back bed where the back trellis is, I've got more cucumbers coming up here. There's a bunch of them in there. And look, there's my okra. I've got about 18 or 20 of them in there. And then I planted some yellow patty pan squash right there in that row. And then over here, I've got this 2 rows is yellow wax beans, and the rest is condender bush beans. Then over here, I'm so disappointed with what happened over here. I put 6 seeds in here, and they are the sweet dumpling squash seeds. And only 2 of them have come up. And it's been a couple of weeks, so I don't know what's going on with that, but I might end up planting some more seeds in there just to see if they'll catch up, because look how small those are. I'm sure if I put some more in there, they can catch up to those. Now, this is a tomato that I just planted too, and I grew it from seed. It is a, oh, what's the name of that stinking tomato? It's called a brandy sweet plum tomato. And it's going to be just a small salad type tomato. And these are my cucumbers. These are the bush cucumbers that I have. And they are regular cucumbers. They're not pickling. They're not the yard long. They're just normal grocery store looking cucumbers. And then here's 2 more of the Armenian cucumbers. And really, the Armenian cucumbers are not cucumbers at all. They're melons. But I've never tasted one, so I don't know. I can't wait until I get some. But they're supposed to be really, really good. And then here's my basil, and it's really grown a lot too. Look at that. And it's so full and luscious looking. Now these are my zucchinis, and honestly, I think they look a little peaked. They're not as full as I expected them to be, but they do have little beginnings of flowers down here on the bottom of the plant. So I'm hoping that if I give them a little bit of fertilizer, they'll do all right. And look, y'all, look. These are my Landorus bush beans, and I'm already getting flowers. Look at there. I'm going to have me some beans before too long. It won't be but a minute. And finally, these are my black Creme tomatoes. Gosh, I can't wait to eat one of these. And it won't be long. Look, I've got flowers on there too. And these always get a little bit of a love tap as well. Now, there's some marigolds that I got because of the bee situation. I'm hoping to attract them to the yard with all these flowers. And I've got some more marigolds right there. But y'all, that's my garden. I was not able to find any roses, which really kind of breaks my heart. I want an orange climbing rose, and I also want some Floribunda roses to put back here with the garden. I'm a firm believer in not just growing food, but growing pretty things amongst your food. So every time you come out and work in your garden, you have something that makes you smile. So, I don't even know what they call that. Don't they call that like a cottage garden or something? I don't know. I just know it makes me happy. Anyhow, I hope you guys are happy this evening. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. And y'all take care, and I'll talk to you again real soon, all right?